Hey, gang. Hey, it's Ted Miller. I'm so excited today because I have something for everybody. I've got two things I'm going to cover. One is a $100 million learning curve, just the greatest thing that I ever learned on the front lines of capitalism, how it generated $100 million and something you can learn quickly. I mean, like learn it in 3 hours, implement in 30 days, and prevent you from looking like a jerk with those automated formulas or those stupid ass closing techniques for high ticket item closer, Avoid all that jamoke junk. I'm going to share with you today. And the second thing I'm going to give you a small little distinction on that you could tap into is how to meet one of the original sharks from the hit show Shark Tank. Now, I laugh. I think in my write-up, I know I did. I just wrote the thing. I put it in air quotes like shark. He's not a shark. He's more like a loving dolphin than he is like a shark trying to put something over on somebody. No, that just robs that other person of potential future profits. You really know he's the entrepreneurs. Great guy. He's taken 20 companies from 0 to 100 million and beyond. He's generated over 5 billion in global sales with his products. Brilliant guy. His name's Kevin Harrington. So he and I have partnered up. I need to drink some water. And we're going to talk about the sales superstar strategy, how to recruit an army of top producing sales superstars on pure commission. Now, you may be familiar with some of that content. I already have that out there. I'll put a link in the email. But we have this new brand. It's called Exponential. And when we want to be able to interview an entrepreneurs on the front lines of capitalism who's struggling with doing that or seeking to do that or wanting to do that even better than they're doing it now. So you want to be a part of that, just click a little link, get on my appointment in my calendar, and I could have you as that one person. That's just something we're looking to do. By the way, no pitching, there's no selling. This is just content stuff, and I need an entrepreneur to be a part of this process. So congratulations, you get a chance to talk to a shark. Now, the first thing, the opportunity I talked about was webinars that sell. And I'm not talking about webinars. I just want to be clear. This is not that desperate sales pitch where it's some kind of recording, and they audaciously act like it's live. Hey, leave comments in the chat feature. Oh, what's Susan saying here? Oh, yeah, BS. That was recorded. That's BS. You're breaking rapport. Stop doing that crap. You don't want to do that crap either. And do what? Ultimately sell courseware online that's never going to be watched or a membership that's never going to be leveraged? Come on. I'm going to share what it's taken 17 years to learn from mastering it. I'm talking about doing it every single day. What doing it means is hosting over 2,000 workshops myself. These are a small group, like 12 people at a time. They're paid workshops. I've done this with 25,000 clients from 24 different countries. We've generated $100 million along the way. And I'm going to be able to share these distinctions for the first time ever. I mean, ever. Legitimately, $36,000 a month worth of consulting fees. That's where it started. Largest was this company called HomeX. I was not the consultant on that project. Gino was. He's got a new book out. And they paid $1 million in a year for consulting services. So starting at $36K, that's where it started at. But then I lowered my price so I can get aligned with some big guru names. It already partnered with Chet Holmes and Tony Robbins. There's some other gurus I wanted to get to know. So I charged them only 26 grand a pop, and I'd share these distinctions with them. And I won't name drop anymore. I've just, those you're probably already familiar I worked with. And then I partnered with another guy, and we did a VIP program. It's 3 days at his mansion. And it's beautiful. It was like I don't know if he still has it. It was 13,000 square foot house in Rancho Santa Fe. So people want to pay 15 grand just to be there, let alone spend days to learn this. But along the way, I stopped it all. The reason I stopped it was all of this chatter around webinars. Webinar this, automate that, as if that's just going to solve everything for everyone. And suddenly this crowd of fake experts that got certified online, they say they're an expert on something they've never done, and they're like a entrepreneur. I want to be a entrepreneur, and they say they're an entrepreneur before they are. I want all that crap. I just stopped it. So here's what happened. This is why I'm going to come out of retirement on doing this, and I'm going to do it, by the way, for free. So don't freak out. I'm just going to gift this to most everyone, unless you're new to my world, and I'll make it dirt cheap, like penny on the dollar, maybe even less. Is this. I was at a mastermind. It was 25. Some people paid only 25,000. I think they're charging $30,000 for it now. And what happened is when I got there, I got pissed off. Like I was rubbed raw. I was transparent about it. I told everyone in the audience about it. And I'm going to share with you that story right now. So they paid to be there and they wanted to learn how to recruit top producing sales superstars and peer commission, which is great. So I'm like, happy. I'm going to cover that content. But what happened is we sat down with the owners of this company, the founders of this company that's hosting this mastermind. And as we sat at the table, we're just playing around and they're having a few drinks. So they start like busting each other's chops. That's what guys do to each other. And they started like complaining that they've spent $250,000 to learn what I already know. And I go, what do you mean? They go, we already paid a guy who's like $25,000 a month, and they had him on the docket for a year. So over $250,000 to learn from this guy. And what happened is when push came to shove, he didn't understand the distinctions or really understand what it meant to have it come to fruition because he'd never done it. He'd been in proximity to me, but he'd not done this himself. Well, what's interesting is that's not the first time that happened to me. Another client of mine paid this exact guy a ton of money and had a very similar experience. And so for me, that's not what upset me, by the way. I'm just like, hey, c'est la vie. If you got to go through that kind of pain with other people to finally end up partnering with me, another guy hired us for interim VP of sales activities, that's fine. But that's not what really upset me. I'm going to tell you a little bit more. I turn around, I'm there to speak on that one topic, but then the next, I'm there to be on a panel about this topic of webinars. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to crush this. Well, here's the reality. I don't think I crushed it. And here's why. Majority of everyone that was there, these are really intelligent entrepreneurs, paid a lot to be there. They're serious entrepreneurs. They implement shit. They went running like I just was floored to the guy selling the $30,000 mastermind. I'm like, I've been there, done that. I get that. And they went running to learn his automated formula. And I know beyond of a shadow of a doubt, unless they got $1 million person in their database, majority of the people that I learned and I got to know about their model, I learned about their models, they're not going to make it with that model. And then the other group of people, when I was on that panel, there was a guy, he was talking about his version of automated funnel. And what he did is he actually published his book. Where I wrote a book and I didn't publish it. He published it, so he showed up to give out free books. Everyone lined up to get a free book from him. That's not what upset me. My ego was not bruised. What upset me is the magnitude. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. So all these people run to this guy, and they run to that other guy. Here's what really, really, really upset me. I had 2 people hire me from that event, and one had already paid $30,000 for this mastermind. And she's struggling. And the reason she's struggling is because you know what? It's just not that easy to make sales through a funnel. Gee, I thought it'd be easier and, take less work based on everything that they heard, but somehow it's just not working. Well, guess what? Maybe these funnels aren't as easy as they're pretending to be. And the other person had already hired that guy that had his version of his funnel, the guy that had authored that book. But they're coming to me because at the end of the day, they've done everything they learned from him. It's just not coming to fruition in a profitable way because they have their price point so freaking ridiculously low, like $100 a month, like total membership model, and it's killing them. So here's what really upset me and why I'm ranting about all this to you now. And why I'm going to give it to you for free when I can charge whatever I want for this intellectual property. I have to admit, the truth is I have allowed convenience and lots of limiting beliefs and stories that I had in my head keep me on the sideline. And I didn't mind staying out of that drama zone. I was like, that's their crap. People want to suck into that BS. Go do that. And when you're done with that crap, you'll come back and you'll appreciate traditional business growth strategies and tactics we train people on how to implement. But what's happened is now that I've got clients that are close to me, and my greatest passion comes from contribution and service to my clients, is that they're making it clear they're in pain they're asking for help and I've been sitting on the sideline, which means I've been playing small. That's the truth. That's what really upsets me, is the fact that I had to get honest that I've been playing small and I don't see my identity as someone who plays small and sits on the sideline while other people get abused and sold inappropriate programs. So I just decide I won't sell it. I'll just give it away for the free to next to free. For now, you do what we're going to do here today. It won't cost you a thing. Unless you've never been a client of mine, it's going to be like $250. Whereas everyone else is paying $250,000 to people that were in my proximity to learn this and never really learn anything. I'm going to share it all. I'm going to share, if you were my past client, I'm going to share it to you for free. And whatever my limiting beliefs were, I don't really want to talk about them, but yeah. So my partner had the big show, like he had a big house, like he had the image of success. And I don't have that. Like, this is my home office. I'm in a 4,000 square foot house in Portland, Oregon. I drive a Porsche. Yeah, it's a nice car, but that damn thing is 12 years old. Blue book value right now is $9,000. Like, everyone who sees it thinks it's a brand new car. I'm like, it's blue book it. It's a 2006 Porsche Cayenne. It's not like, and yeah, I could afford maybe some of those other cool things, but Frank Kearney called me not only did he call me best salesman on the planet, he called me one of the biggest tight asses on the planet. He was someone I helped with that webinar model. And so it was just, I was thinking, well, no one's going to want to come to my house to want to learn that stuff. People aren't going to, I don't know, it's just all this crap. It was just a bunch of crap BS in my head. And so I've just decided, no, real entrepreneurs want to learn how to use education-based marketing. Oh, another one was my partner who died. He's the one that I helped pioneer the education-based marketing movement. Well, he and another guy both died. So there's a guy died of a brain aneurysm. He ran this entire company called Empire Research Group. I worked with him for 18 months. And then Chet Holmes died. He was pioneering education-based marketing, both intellectual properties or bolting around education-based marketing, which is what my webinars model does. It brings that to life. So I just used all those pain points associated to keep me from the sidelines. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got clients that said, hey, Ted, I'm going to do your program, but will you please at least share with me what you've learned from 17 years of doing this so we can finally do it right and get out of pain. We've already paid out everyone else. And they came into my world. One paid to do like a VIP day, and I hopped on a plane, flew out and worked with them. Another one paid $4,000 for our CEO program, dirt cheap program, but it's really brilliant. So I'm going to do it this Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time zone, 10 a.m. Eastern. Most of my workshops take 2.5 hours. This one's probably going to take at least 2.5 hours as well. So block out 2.5 hours to be the greatest gift you can ever give yourself. If you've been a client of mine, I'm going to charge you not zero, nothing. I'm going to host this dang thing live if I can. If Zoom lets me push this thing out to Facebook, I'm going to give it to the world for free. I just want to be able to get the world this information out there. I don't have even a book to sell. I never even published it. It's okay. It's just something I know I need to do. Been playing too small and holding it too close to my chest like it's some secret. It's no real secret. There are people that secret shop my stuff. Some people do it secretly. Russell Brunson did it transparently multiple times about that. He was probably the best one that ever really evaluated my model. And I shared openly with my heart on my sleeve. So I'm going to do that here. But the key is only 12 spots. I can't talk to 500 people. I can't talk to 1,000 intelligently and have time to listen to your given situations. So I'm going to tighten this up to only 12 people. If you've not been a client, I'm just going to ask you to pay $250. That's the cheapest price I've ever sold one of my workshops for in the past. This will be more than worth it. But if you've ever been a client of mine, I'll charge you $0. And so it's 2.5 hours. It'll be one of the coolest things I've done in a long time. By the way, if you want to get hot seated, if you're already hosting webinars now, oh, I love that. I've already got people that are submitting me their recordings of their webinars. Some are sending me their numbers. Some are sending me transcriptions. Send me whatever it is you have, but get it into my calendar quick because I'm doing this now Tuesday at 3:38 p.m. Pacific time zone. So I don't know how long it's going to take to load this puppy and Infusionsoft to actually send this email, but get in my calendar ASAP. These 12 spots are going to go fast. Hope I didn't ramble too long, but I wanted to tell you the whole backdrop story behind me doing this, why I'm doing it, and I hope it serves you. Look forward to catching you on the workshop, and that's it. Oh, and I'll do a better job. I'll think through my communication tomorrow for Kevin Harrington. and how you're going to be able to take advantage of that. So I'll just put both of those links in here. Just in case you already know you want to be in Kevin's world, I'll give you one link to book in an appointment with pre-screening to make sure you're qualified to be able to have that conversation with Kevin and I, and the other one to make sure you can be one of the 12. Peace out. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.